All right, folks, it's been a little while since we recorded one of these, but let's jump into it. We got a little quadratic formula here today. Little quadratic formula. We did this at the end of the year. Hopefully this isn't too crazy for you. Here it is, right? Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. And remember, this is for this equation. For a quadratic equation where you have a, oh my gosh. Got to get back on the saddle and typing this stuff up. Where we get ax squared plus bx minus c equals 0. So remember, it always has to be in this form. Your equation always has to be in this form to be able to use the quadratic formula. So make sure you write your x squared term first, then your x term, then your number equals 0. It's got to equal 0. Okay? Since this isn't super old for us, we did some of this school year, we are going to just do 3 problems, okay? Let's do them. Leave the formula up there for the first one, and then hopefully we got it memorized. So again, this is our A term, B term, C term. Be careful with the negatives, right? So we're going to get x equals -3, but it's a negative b, so it becomes +3. Double negative makes a positive. Plus or minus -3 squared is what is technically under there. You're going to square it, so it's going to turn positive, but it's good to write it out. Double check you're doing the right negatives. 4 times 2 times -5. And then we divide the whole thing by 2 times 2, because a is 2. Okay, now we just got to go through and simplify. That's really not too bad, right? It's just remembering this formula, making sure you set it up right, being careful of the negatives. You guys will get some more stuff where maybe you get a negative in here, right? So you'll learn about, what do you call them? Imaginary numbers coming up this year, and you might get something like, I don't know, -10 plus or minus, and you get like the square root of -2 or something. You'll figure out what to do with that next year. If you get a 0 here, it's really easy, right? Because this term just goes away. Square root of 0 is 0. If you get a 1 there, that's easy. But you'll deal next year with knowing what happens if you get a negative. For now, all of our problems today will get a positive number under the root. So let's go ahead and let's see, what do we get? So we get 3 plus or minus -3 squared is 9. -4 times -5 is +20 times 2 gives us +40. And then this is all over 4. Let's go up here. So we get 3 plus or minus the square root of 49 all over 4. Okay, square root of 49 is 7, so we get 3 plus or minus 7 all over 4. And now remember, we got plus or minus, so let's split it. We're going to get 2 answers. Your quadratics, you can get 2, 1, or 0 answers depending on what's in the determinant, right? So if you get a 0 in here, you're going to get 1 answer. If you get a positive number, you're going to get 2 answers. You get a negative, technically, you get no real solutions, but there's imaginary solutions. So we're going to get 3 plus 7 over 4. Bring our x back in here. We're going to get 3 minus 7 over 4. Let's see if we get a little more room, a little bit more room there. So we get 10 over 4, which is, if we simplify that, is 5 halves. And then this one, we're going to get -4 over 4, which is -1. We started off with a nice, easy one, but there you go. Low quadratic formula. Nothing crazy. Little t here, on a nice, it's actually kind of cloudy today. I bet me telling you that you could literally guess exactly what day it is. We've only had like one cloudy day in the last month. So a little cloudy today. All right. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, now what do you need to do first? We got to get everything on the same side. That's exactly right. Got to get everything on the same side. Otherwise, God, sorry guys, some of my printing is just atrocious. It's hard with the mouse. I was pretty good during COVID, but you know. So we're gonna add the 10. It's a negative. We're gonna add the 10. So we're gonna get -3 there. Good tea. Not usually a big tea guy, but I'm drinking more lately. Okay, now we're good. We added the 10 where it's equal to 0. We got it all lined up. X squared first, then x, then number. And now let's throw it in. So negative b, again, it turns positive. So we get 7 plus or minus 7, -7 squared, sorry. Minus 4 times 2 times -3. All over. Once again, we got 2 times 2 on the bottom. See if we can fit in one more line here. We got room. So it's going to be 7 plus or minus. We have 49 again too, huh? 49. Again, we got -4 times -3 is +12 times 2 is 24 all over 4. What does this add up to? 73? That's a terrible number. I don't think you can simplify that in any way. I haven't done these problems before, so if I make a mistake, you know, yell at me through the screen here. But that's right, 73 over 4. I got a little answer key, I guess I could check. I think that seems right. Now, we can't do anything with the 73, right? But we still want to put this into 2 answers, okay? So we're going to do x equals 7 plus square root of 73 over 4. We can't simplify that any further. And we're going to do 7 minus square root of 73 over, wow, that was a really nice, look at that square root. Nailed that one. That was sick. You guys see that? And those are your 2 answers. Craziness. So actually, sometimes if you can simplify in the root, it's a pretty easy problem. I mean, that was like 2 less steps than the last one. Because that's as far as we're going to go. These aren't bad, right? Last one. What do we need to do again? Get everything by itself. We're adding an x squared here. So we got 8x squared plus 1 more x squared. It's going to give us 9x squared plus 4x minus 16 equals 0. Okay, so that we got it equal to 0. We got everything in order. We're ready to plug it in. So x equals, now we actually finally get a negative b. We get -4 plus or minus square root of 4 squared minus 4 times a, which is 9, times -16. All over 2 times 9. Okay, let's keep going. You guys are doing great here. Good work. So we get -4 plus or minus 16 minus, I might need to get out the old calculator. Just use the old phone. Calculadora. Okay, so we got -4 times 16 is going to turn positive, and 4 times 16 is 64. And then 64 times 9 gives us 76. Sorry for that noise. But it turns positive. Sorry, that shouldn't have been a negative. Turns positive. And then we're all dividing by 18. So we get 16 plus 576 gives us 592. So we get x equals -4 plus or minus the square root of 592. Now I think 4 goes into that. So we can pull out, let's see, divide by 4. Yep. 4 goes into 592. Sorry, I forgot. Should do this first before I get distracted here. Divided by 18. Okay, so we know 4 goes into it. So we can simplify this radical a bit. So we get -4 plus or minus. We're pulling out a 4. So it's square root of 4 becomes +2. And then 592 divided by 4 is 148 all over 18. Now what we could do here is we could split this up. Let's split it up. We get -4 plus 2 times square root of 148 over 18. And we get -4 minus, oh man, I'm going to run out of room, 2 times 148 over 18. Now, I don't know what your teacher next year is going to want simplified. You could totally leave it like that. But sometimes they want you to simplify it a little further. And since both of these divide, what you could do is you can split them. So we could get, just to show you, I don't know, maybe they want you to do this. Sometimes people want you to do this. So it could be -4 over 18 plus 2 times 148 over 18. And then both of those you can simplify further, right? And of course, you can do this again for the negative one. I'm just going to show you one of these. Your teacher might want you to do this. They might not. I'm not sure. So if we divide by 2 here, right, we're going to get -2 over 9. This is just, remember, this is one number here. One number. This is the second answer. So we're going to get 2 over 9 plus 2 over, no. Yeah, no, 1. Whoops. We're going to get 1. So that 2 is going to go away. So we're going to just get 148 over 9. So they might want you to split that up like that sometimes. I guess we could have just kept them together. Maybe that was dumb. I guess we get 9 either way. I don't know. They might want you to split stuff up like that. Sometimes that happens. Or I guess we could have just simplified and kept it like this, still divided. Maybe this is better. 184, it's 148. 148. Okay, either way, I don't know how they're going to want you to simplify, but they'll tell you. You could do it either way. So there's a little reminder, refresher on the old quadratic formula. Everybody's favorite, right up here. Thing of beauty. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're having a great day.